Hello?
Merry Christmas!
I think a change of hats has come to order. Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to Beyond American Shores, where Japanese toys are seen and heard. And welcome to another installment of SwitchMania! Today we have 2 Astro Switch sets, but we have many more to go through because I've also got a few more Candy Toy and Gashapon switches. Today, we have Legend Rider Switch Set 4, Legend Rider Switch Set 5, and a few Capsule and Candy Toys Astro Switches. Uchu Kita! Much like the first SwitchMania, none of these switches will have a final verdict. Also, in this episode, I'm not going to show the limit break, because it pretty much plays the same sound. Anyways, let's get to Legend Rider Switch Set 4. The packaging for this set is much like the other Rider Switch sets. When the previous sets had light blue and red boxes, this set has a yellow box this time. Plus, it also has a different picture of Kamen Rider Fourze. On the back it shows how the switches work with the Fourze driver and how they work in Kamen Rider Battle Gamba Ride. I forgot to mention this in my first episode of SwitchMania. These boxes also show Fourze using a different Rider module. On Set 2's box it shows the Ryuki module, Set 3 shows the Fize module, and here it shows the Kiva module. These modules are only seen in the arcade game Kamen Rider Battle Gamba Ride. Originally, Fourze was supposed to meet the other Kamen Riders, outside of Movie War and Megamax, and gain Rider switches along the way. But the Toei executives thought the idea was similar to another Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Decade. Honore Decade! Here we have Legend Rider Switch Set 4, which contains 3 Showa Rider switches and 1 Heisei Rider switch. The Showa era Riders were series or movies that went from 1971 to 1994, while the Heisei era Riders are Rider series from 2000 and Rider series that are still going today, with this year's series Kamen Rider Wizard. Anyways, first up is the circle switch of the set, Kamen Rider Stronger! The first of the Showa Rider switches of this set. It has a green circle, much like how the Kamen Rider Nego switch has a green square, even though Stronger's suit is mostly orange. I can see why it's green, because of Stronger's eyes. It has really good detail with this helmet. The next Rider switch is the X switch for Kamen Rider X. Ah, I see what you did there, Bandai! This Showa Rider switch has a gray X. It has the same gray as the Kamen Rider Agito switch. Next is the only Heisei Rider switch of the set, the triangle switch for Kamen Rider Kiva. The helmet does look really cool on the switch. However, the yellow triangle kinda seems out of place. The actual Kiva suit is mostly red, black, and gray. It would have been cool if it had the same red paint, much like the Kuga, Ryuki, and Den-O switches. And the last switch of the set, and the last Showa Rider switch of the set, is Kamen Rider Amazon! The helmet looks great on the switch, but my question is, why is it orange? It would be cool if it had the same design scheme as the Rider suit, being all green with red stripes around it. There are a few switches that do have more than one color on it. One of them I will get to later. Now let's take a look at the sounds. Next up is Legend Rider Switch Set 5. The package is much like the other Legend Rider Switch Set boxes, except this time, the background is a dark blue. On the back it shows how the switches work with the Forza driver, also showing the Kamen Rider Double module, and shows how it works with Kamen Rider Battle Gamba Ride. Here we have Legend Rider Switch Set 5, with 3 Heisei Rider switches and 1 Showa Rider switch. First up is the only Showa Rider switch of the set, the Rider Man switch. It's a circle switch with a gray circle on it. It would have been cool if it had a blue circle, like the next switch, instead of gray. The helmet looks great, and it also has a mouth that looks like the ones you see on cat emoticons. Next up is the X switch of the set, the Kamen Rider Blade switch, and this one looks awesome. It has a nice dark blue X, and the helmet looks great as the button. Next up is the Kamen Rider Kabuto switch. It is a triangle switch having the same red paint as the Kuga, Ryuki, and Den-O switches. It also has great detail on the button. And the last switch of the set, and my personal favorite switch of the set, the Kamen Rider Double switch. It is a square switch that has not 1, but 2 colors on the square, green and gray. And the helmet looks fantastic on this switch. Now let's take a look at the sounds. Now getting all the switches is not an easy task. You can find a lot of them in deluxe switch sets, belts, weapons, and also Legend Rider switch sets. But a lot of them do appear in another form. That would be Candy Toy and Gashapon set. A lot of them are exclusive to Candy Toy and Gashapon sets. So let's take a look at a few Candy Toy and Gashapon switches. First up is Astro Switch number 5, the Magic Hand switch. This circle switch is found in 2 ways. The first is O Metal Set SP, or as I like to call it, the first Passing of the Torch set, as it contains the last core medals, the Borikawani medals, and something for the next series. Since Forza was seen in the movie Kamen Rider O is Wonderful, it came with a Magic Hand switch. This one I have is a Candy Toy switch. What's a Candy Toy? It's a small toy that comes with candy. There are lots of Candy Toy sets for Guy Memories, Ranger Keys, and of course, Astro Switches. This switch would give Forza a giant claw arm, like the ones you would find at a dollar store. Next up is a Gashapon switch, a switch found in capsule machines, which is switch number 9, the Hopping switch. Forza had a lot of weird switches, and this is the first one of these odd switches. The triangle switch gives Forza a pogo stick foot. You heard me right, a pogo stick foot. What's he gonna do? Goomba stomp his enemies? Anyways, next up is switch number 15, the Spike switch. This triangle switch would give Forza a leg module that is covered in spikes. Next up is switch number 24, the Medical switch. This square switch gives Forza a square arm, a first aid kit. This switch should have been used more often in the show. It's like carrying lots of full restores in the Pokemon games. You could use the module to heal yourself. Next up is switch number 38, the Net switch. This switch gives Forza's X leg a butterfly net. Yeah, seemed useful only a few times. But of course, you can't catch everything in a butterfly net. The final switch for this episode is switch number 39, the Stamper switch. This gives Forza's triangle leg a stamper that creates explosive stamp bombs. Kind of like the sticky grenades from Halo and Team Fortress 2. Now let's take a look at the sounds.
Magic hand. Netto.
Alright, let's take a look at how many switches I've taken a look at so far. Wow, we are almost done with the rider switches, and we're almost halfway done the Forze switches. Anyways, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a Happy New Year! I'm the Tokutor Reviewer, and see you guys in 2013! Reviewer out!